Hello, my dear students. Good morning. Let's study English. Today, I am going to introduce before you a new lesson from your First Flight textbook. Lesson number 7, Glimpses of India. The word glimpse means glance. Here in this lesson, we can have a glance or look at India's different places. As you know, our motherland India is famous for unity in diversity. The places in India is well known for its culture, tradition, nature, climate, language, etc. Lesson number 7, Glimpses of India, is giving you an opportunity to know 3 different places in India. Today, in this video, we are dealing with the first section of lesson number 7, part 1, A Baker from Goa. Okay. As you know, Goa is a tourist destination and it is famous for the beautiful beaches. But today, we are going to unveil another importance of Goa, especially from the past culture. This section is dealing with a special group of people of Goa, that is bakers. Let's start our lesson. Lesson number 7, Glimpses of India, part 1, A Baker from Goa, written by Lucio Rodriguez. Okay. This is a pen portrait of a traditional Goan village baker who still has an important place in his society. So what is meaning by pen portrait? Pen portrait means an informal description of a person or a group of people. So this is an informal description of a group of people, that is a traditional Goan village baker who still has an importance in that society. Okay. Here the writer is, that is Lucio Rodriguez, is giving you an idea, a pen portrait of Goan village bakers. Our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days, the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. We still have among us just the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. Those old age time tested furnaces still exist. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. So, in the beginning of the lesson, the writer is giving you an idea about the elders of Goa who are often heard reminiscing nostalgically. Reminiscing nostalgically means thinking fondly of the past, remembering fondly about the things that had happened in past. So the elders of that family or elders of that Goan area are thinking about those good old Portuguese days. Goa was once a Portuguese colony, and the elders are remembering about that good days when the Portuguese are there, the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread, and they are remembering about the famous loaves of bread made by the Portuguese people. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished. The eaters of that loaves of bread have vanished. That means the Portuguese people are vanished from Goa, but the makers of that bread are still there. And we still have among us just, there are in the Goan village or Goan people, among the Goan people, there are now itself the mixers, the molders, and those who bake the loaves. And those old age time tested furnaces still exist. So now also we can see the furnaces, the oven. Furnaces means the oven in which the breads are baking. The furnaces are still existing in Goa. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. Extinguished means to come to a stop, that means put out. So still the bakers are making some bread in that furnaces. That is why the writer is saying that the fire in the furnaces are not yet been extinguished. Okay. The thud and jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival in the morning can still be heard in some places. So when the bakers are arriving, we can hear the thud and jingle. Thud and jingle means falling sound with some music. We can hear some music of the traditional baker's bamboo. The bakers are having a bamboo in their hand, and they are making some sound with that bamboo. Heralding his arrival. Heralding means announcing the arrival of the baker in the morning, and it can still be heard in some places in Goa. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. These bakers are even today known as padder in Goa. Maybe the father who had started the business of this bread making had not alive, but the son still carries. Their children are still carries this business, and they are considering this as a family profession. And even today, these bakers of Goa are known as padder. P-A-D-E-R. Padder means a class of bakers in Goa. So these people are calling in Goa as padder. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion and guide. And the writer is saying that during his childhood in Goa, this baker, this padder of Goa used to be their friend, companion and guide. He used to come at least twice a day. Once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. So the narrator and the baker, the narrator and the same age of his children, that means the narrator and his friends, are seeing baker for twice a day. In the morning, when the baker is set out in the morning on his selling round, and again in the evening when he is returning after emptying his huge basket. So in this way, the narrator and his friends are meeting the baker twice a day. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. So already we know that, already we discussed that when the baker is coming, we can hear some jingling sound of his bamboo. So that sound woke the children from the sleep, and they ran to meet and greet him. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. The loaves were bought by some Paskin or Bastin, the maid servant of the house. What we longed for were those bread bangles, which we chose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet of special make. And the narrator is saying that why we were doing that, why we were waking when we heard the sound of this bamboo, and is it for the love of that loaf? Not at all. It is not the love for that loaf. The bread loaves are bought by some Paskin or Bastin, the maid servant of their house. The bread loaves are bought by the maid servant of their house. That is why he just telling the name of that maid servant, Paskin or Bastin. He did not know what was the exact name of that servant. That is why he is selling some Paskin or Bastin. That is a maid servant of the house is bought that loaves, and the children is loving for wear those bread bangles. There are some bread bangles which we choose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread of special make. So the children are waiting, or children are waiting for the jingle sound of that bamboo. It's only for having that bread bangles, and sometimes that bangles were sweet bread or special make one. Okay, so that is why the children of the house are waiting for that jingling sound of that bamboo. When they heard the jingling sound of that bamboo, they woke up and ran for this bread bangles or some sweet bread or special make. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the jang jang sound of his specially made bamboo stuff. So when the maker is coming, he made his musical entry on the scene with the jang jang sound which was produced by the specially made bamboo stuff. So here in this paragraph, the writer is giving you the appearance of our bakers in Goa. One hand supported the basket on his head and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. So his one hand is supporting the basket on his head, and with the other hand he is thudding that bamboos in the ground. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. So when he meet the lady of the house, he treat her with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke and the loaves would be delivered to the servant, but we would not give up. So when the kids are there, they will be pushing aside with the mild rebuke. Rebuke means an expression of disapproval, a scolding. That means the people of the house is not allowing the children to gather around this baker, but we would not give up. The children would not give up. We would climb a bench or a parapet and peep into the basket. So the basket is placing above that bamboo. So the children has to climb on the bench or the parapet to peep into, to look into that basket secretly. Somehow, I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. So the writer is saying that still now he can remember, recall. Recall means remember the typical fragrance, the typical smell of those loaves. Loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Usually the loaves are for the elders and the bangles are for the bread bangles are for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly. So as you know that when they heard the sound of this bamboo, they immediately woke up from their sleep and they never care about to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly. And why should we? And the writer is telling that why should we have to brush and wash our mouth? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? And why was it necessary at all? So in that old age, they had to use the mango leaf as the toothbrush. So they are telling that who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaves for brushing their teeth? And why was it necessary at all? And why this brushing is necessary there? The tiger never brushed his teeth. So the children are thinking that the tiger, the wild beast, never brushing his teeth, so that there is no necessary for brushing their teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So the children are thinking that the hot tea they were getting in the early morning, that hot tea can wash and clean up everything so nicely. So there is no need for brushing their teeth, and even the tiger is not brushing the teeth. That is the thinking of the children when the parents are telling them to wash their mouth and brush their teeth. So that means when they saw the baker, when they hear the jingle sound of the baker, they get up from their sleep and immediately they ran there for this bread bangles, even though they are not brushed their teeth and washed their mouth. Okay. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the seed bread known as the bowl, just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread. So in the next paragraph, the writer is giving you an importance of these bakers for the different functions conducted in Goa in that days. So the writer is saying that the marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl. That means in the marriage functions, the sweet bread known as bowl is gifted by many of them, just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread. So during that days, the marriage functions of Goa was decorated with this gift item, that is a sweet bread called bowl. BOL, bowl. Not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. And a baker is very important for the Goan village in that period. In that old days, baker is an important person in a village. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. So if the baker is not there, the lady of the house has to prepare some sandwiches on the occasion of their daughter's engagement. Cakes and bowlinghas are a must for Christmas as well as other festivals. So another type of food that the bakers are baking, the cakes and bowlinghas. These are must for Christmas and other celebrations in Goa. Thus, the presence of the bakers' furnaces in the village is absolutely essential. So that is why we can say that the presence of the bakers' furnaces in the Goan village is absolutely essential. So in that way, we can say that a baker is an important person in Goan village in that old days. So the marriages are going on happily only with this bakers' contributions. Otherwise, the lady of the house must prepare some sandwiches. Then the cakes and bowlinghas are the must for Christmas and other celebration. So that is why the bakers' furnaces in the village is absolutely essential. Okay. The baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as the kabai. So the baker or the bread seller of that age, those days, had a peculiar dress, and which that dress is known as kabai, Kabai, kabai. And what the type of the dress is that? It was a single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. So that kabai dress is a single piece long frock which is reaching down to the knees. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers which were shorter than full-length ones and longer than half pants. So the narrator is saying that in his childhood, he saw bakers. They were wearing a shirt and a trousers which were shorter than the full-length ones and that of that half pants. Even today, anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees invites the comment that he is dressed like a padder. So even today, if any person is dressing like this, who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees, then he will call he is dressed like a padder. So that is the identity of a padder. The special dress that the padder is wearing is known as kabai. That is a single piece long frock that is reaching down to the knees. But in the childhood days of the bakers are wearing a shirt and a trousers which were shorter than full length ones and longer than half pants. So even today, if anyone is wearing a half pant which reaches just below the knees, that people are calling him, that people are called by some comments are there and they were calling us padder. Okay. The baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month. Monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. So the money that the baker is collecting from the house only at the end of a month, and the monthly accounts of this bread and loaves are used to be recorded on some walls in pencils. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. In the old days, baking was a profitable profession in Goa. The baker and his family never starved. So the baker family is living in full, as some richest person. They never starved. His family and his servants always looked happy and prosperous. So the baker and his family and also his servants always looked happy and prosperous. They are rich with money. Their plump physique was an open testimony to this. What is plump physique? Plump physique means pleasantly fat body. So usually the bakers of that area, bakers of Goa in that old days have some plump physique. That means they are fat body. So the fat body of the baker and their family members was an open testimony. Open testimony means public statement about a character or a quality. So it is an example that they were prosperous people. So they have that plump physique. So they were not starving and they were happy and prosperous. Even today, any person with a jackfruit-like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. So in Goa, when we are meeting a person with a jackfruit-like physical appearance, with a fat body, jackfruit-like physical appearance means a fat body is easily compared to a baker. So even today in Goa, when we are meeting a person with fat body, that person is compared to a baker. That is because bakers are prosperous people and it's a profitable profession in the old days of Goa. So this is the another important, that is already in the beginning of the class I told you that Goa is famous tourist destination. So today in this class we are getting an information about the bakers of Goa. So let's look at the main points of the chapter. The Portuguese loved eating various kinds of bread. They left Goa long back, yet the makers of these breads are still there. One can still see the infrastructure for making the bread. That means one can still see the furnaces and the mixers are there still in Goa. The narrator describes the role of the baker when he interacted with the baker called Pada. The baker came twice a day, once in the morning and in the evening after finishing his job. The baker would strike his bamboo with a jingling thud to wake up the sleeping children. The children would peep into the baker's basket for the bread bangles. The servants of the house would take the bread from the padder. The bread had a specific role during the marriages which were incomplete without that breads. Bowling house, that is a kind of bread, was essential during Christmas and other festivals in Goa. The baker wore a special knee-length frock and it was known as kabai. The baker wrote the account on the wall and came to collect the money at the end of the month. Baking was a profitable profession in Goa. It could be judged from the physical appearance of the baker, who was plump and had a good physique. So this is the explanation of lesson number 7, Glimpses of India, part 1, A Baker from Goa. So my dear children, let's wind up for today. So in the next class, we will have the discussion of the second section of Glimpses of India, lesson number 7. And the second section is Coorg, written by Logesh Abroad. So we will meet in the next class. You have to read A Baker from Goa. Be safe. Thank you.